kind of thing. She does have a dark sense of humour about her.
Yeah.
But she's not wicked. As far as I know, she could be. She could end up killing everybody. Maybe that's how they'll get rid of me. She'll go berserk one day. And they've decided they've had enough of Annette Badland and Fleur Perkins. Because it had been that the pathologist was the sidekicks. Love, for a few of the previous pathologists, of course.
Yeah.
So I came in and changed all that.
Yeah.
But the producer at the time said when he took over, the person who was playing the pathologist was poorly, and they didn't know how to get around it. And how they did it was for a policeman to come in and go, "Oh, this has just come through on the fax machine." And he said, "I didn't want a pathologist that could be replaced by a fax machine."
No.
So Fleur was born.
Great. One thing that I pick up there when you say that, the role, if the role was, you didn't want it to be a battle action, if the role had been a male character, I think things have come a great deal forward since, going back to when you were saying you were initially in training. There are far greater breadth now of roles, aren't there, for women actors and older actors as well.
Yeah, I mean, there's more to be done, but yes, there are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I don't think we're there yet, but I think
it's finding colour, isn't it? It's finding reality and finding complexity that's often difficult.
Yeah.
And I don't think that comes from writers. I think it's often, television companies, they know what they've seen, that they think audiences like, and will just keep reducing it down, and it's a straightforward line, and that makes it easier for us. Whereas often writers enjoy, bringing in new strands of things, and the audiences love it. I mean, it's silly our lives aren't simple. We're all very complex creatures, and things coming sideways all the time. So much more interesting to have that colour in the character, and not just be. None of us are just one strand.
Absolutely, and I suppose empowering from the point of view of starting to redress the imbalance in the roles that are running.
Yes.
Yeah. Quite right too.
Quite right.
Quite right.
Well done, then.
Now, as I'm mindful of time, I'm going to ask. No, it's all right. I'm going to ask you just a couple more questions, and then I'm going to throw it out to the crowd. First of all, going back right to the things that we looked at before, like for example, doing cartwheels in Last Day of Summer and tap dancing in The Naked Civil Servant. You're quite active, aren't you?
I am. For a big girl, I'm very active. Yeah, I love dancing. I've just done something now, and I can't say what it is, but that turned into a little dance fest as well. And they all went, "Oh, energy!" and come on, great, yeah.
Excellent.
In Little Voice, I used to run over the sofa and up the wall and do all sorts of the Jackson Fives. It's just something I've always loved, and I've got very high insteps, and ballet dancers go, "Oh, I wish I'd had those."
Yeah.
Nice springboards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Now, my mate Richard.
It's a shame it's not a part of it. Do some moves.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, it's time. My mate Richard will lynch me if I don't ask about this.
Oh, right.
And I think he's already harangued you already. But you're in a series called, is it Ted Lasso?
Ted Lasso!
Yeah. That's in the States, is it?
No, it's shot here. It's a coach that comes from America.
Right, okay.
And works with a Richmond Football Club.
Superb.
Yeah, and not too dissimilar, I suppose, from Baybury. She runs the pub. She runs the pub, my character in that role. And there's three young lads who are in it, who are just wonderful. They're always in the pub with me. My best and worst customers, really.
Right.
Jason Sudeikis, who created it, can have had no idea when he was writing that we were going to hit COVID, but it's just the perfect thing for what's going on now, and it's stuff like, be curious, not judgmental, and believe, and it's very funny, and it's full of humanity. It's on Apple TV, so it's more known in the States than here. But it's a fantastic thing to be involved with. It's very alive and very... there's a wonderful English writer on it, Brett Goldstein, who's he's an actor and a writer and stand-up, has done stand-up. So he's becoming more and more known through it.
Great.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So Apple TV.
Have a free trial, see what you think.
Yeah. You'll be hooked. Superb. Now, we have 5 minutes in which I can throw questions out to the audience, and oh gosh, straight off
immediate.
The blew me head.
No. I don't want to be the comedy act. No, I was asked when I was younger and I couldn't do it, and now I couldn't do it because I don't think I couldn't wear the heels. I'd have to do it in my pumps. So I don't think they'd want that. No, I wouldn't. I don't think. I wouldn't dare. I wouldn't dare. No, my dancing is private.
Yes.
Yeah, just going back to what you said earlier about coming back to Doctor Who, and you could come back as anything. If you had the choice, how would you like your character to come back?
Oh, I think she has to be ultimately evil again. She might show a little bit of goodness in there. She might try. She might be trying very hard, but I think things would go awry, don't you? I don't think that little egg with its potential, the yolk would be a little bit off. A bit nippy when you crack the shell, really. Well, it's more interesting. Well, it's very interesting to play that, unless it really is huge redemption and she could fight off some other alien or whatever. But I think she would turn to the bad somewhere.
So a slight sort of, I was going to say an elevation of humility, but it'd be slidinity,
Yes.
wasn't it? and then a drop.
She tried to be good before she knew that she should, but may not last.
Yeah. Where else? Yes. Yes. A gentleman with the beard, actually. Sorry, I'll come to you next. Thank you.
If you could pick any character, fiction or real, to play, who would you pick?
Whoa. I think I should have a go at Angela Merkel. I think I can see that. In her life story, maybe. Oh, I don't know, my goodness. Why not? Any offers accepted? Yeah, I don't know. And I don't know about fiction either. There's so much. Goodness me. Yeah, I'm going to stick with Angela Merkel and have a word with Russell T and see if he can't come up with something. Well, she dresses a bit like Margaret, so I could use some of the costumes.
Oh, sorry, I jumped forwards. Go on.
What was the hardest part to play at 111?
Hardest part to play?
At 111.
Oh, I don't know. I embraced it. I didn't. I think I would have found it hard to be in the suit. I would have found that very difficult. But luckily, I only ever had the arm, this huge arm to kind of wield. Running up and down with that blooming screwdriver. Running away and having to run away again and again.
I'm not going to recreate that on
It sounds wrong to say I didn't find it hard, but it was just, Russell's writing so beautiful that it facilitates you finding where you need to be. And I just enjoyed exploring all of it.
Now, I'm well aware that stage manager in the wings is doing this sort of thing, so I'm going to have to wind it up now. Can I thank you very much? It's been an absolutely super.
Community all of them.